Hi everyone, my name is Patrick Manifold and today we're going to be talking about my favourite sport, basketball. So I'm going to start off by giving you a little bit of a story about how I got into basketball and hopefully it inspires you to play the game too. So actually it all began when I was 13. I started playing late and I actually started playing basketball because I saw a movie called Space Jam. I got taken to the cinema by my stepdad and that was actually the first time I'd ever seen basketball, and I don't know what it was, whether it was Bugs Bunny or Michael Jordan, but I got really inspired to literally pick up a ball. My mum and dad bought me a basketball and I started playing right then. So after that I played in school for a while in England, and then I played all the way up to the highest amateur level in England. And then it had always been my dream, ever since I saw Michael Jordan play, that I wanted to go to college in America. And when I was a little bit older, I applied and thankfully got in and spent 4 years at university in America. I went to the University of Maine at Presque Isle, which is about 5 hours away from us here in Cumberland County. I had a pretty good career when I was in America. I ended up being an All-American and NCAA Division III Independence National Player of the Year my senior year. And that allowed me to achieve my ultimate childhood dream of becoming a professional basketball player. So after playing in college, I went overseas and I played professionally in Glasgow, Scotland, Surrey, England, Melbourne, Australia, near Berlin, Germany, and then also near Milan in Italy. So I played all over the world, and basketball has allowed me to do so many amazing things and meet so many amazing people. And it's allowed me to teach this game and a little bit about life to tens of thousands of kids all over the world. So today I'm going to teach you a few skills, a few drills, some things that you can do at home. Obviously I'm looking out my window right now. I'm at home here in Nova Scotia and I'm looking out my window and I'm seeing snow everywhere. So basketball isn't really too much of an option outside. So I want to teach you guys, first of all, some things, some skills and drills that you can do at home when you have literally no space and your mum says that you're not allowed to bounce the ball in the house. Okay, so we'll start there. Okay, here we are in my gym. Okay, there's not a lot of space. I've got a treadmill here, I've got a weights bench here, all sorts of weights around. There's not a lot of space. But most people's houses are like this. You're not going to have a ton of space to play, but you've got a ball, you've got a little stool or chair, and you've got maybe 6 feet of space. This is all we need. As long as you can kind of get in here and be able to move your arms a little bit like this, you've got enough space. Okay, so no excuses. Now, there's a lot of things that we can do just in this little space. The first thing we're going to do is we're going to work on our finger pad control. Okay, now, when you hold a basketball, okay, notice that it's not actually touching this part of my hand. My whole palm is off the ball. The only thing that's touching is my fingers and my thumb. Okay, there's a nice little gap in here you can see because I can fit my other hand in there, right? So when we're just going like this, we want to make sure that our palms of our hand aren't actually touching the ball. Okay, so you're just going to start off nice and slowly, using a lot of wrists, so you're not actually moving your arm, you're just moving your wrist to pass it, okay? You want to do that for as long as it takes to feel comfortable. Then you notice that I'm gone wider and I'm passing from hand to hand, but I'm not moving my arm, it's all wrist and fingers, okay? Okay, next thing you can do, without bouncing the ball, because we're still got no spaces, so you can do this in your bedroom, you can do this in your living room, anywhere. Okay, you want to get the ball and just pass it underneath, okay? Like this. You want to pass it so hard that it gets kind of stuck. Gravity, you don't have to be able to palm the basketball. Even if you're not palming it, if you kind of push it up like that, gravity will keep it in your hand. So you want gravity to keep it in your hand like that. Okay. Then, when you feel like you get pretty good at that, you can start to do it a little bit faster. Okay, we always want to be pushing our boundaries when we're playing basketball. Okay, if I can feel comfortable doing this fast, then after a while, I have to go as fast as I can. Okay, eventually you're going to drop the ball and have to go get it, but we never want to be comfortable just doing what we've always done. you're never going to get better doing that. You always have to push and push and push. So if you feel comfortable going this fast, you're going to make mistakes. You're going to drop it. You're going to throw it off stuff, right? But go as fast as you can whilst under control. And then keep practicing that as fast as you can under control, and soon enough you'll be able to take it up a little step further. Okay. Now, here's something we call around the world. Okay, you're going to start here, sitting here, haven't got a lot of space, keep it nice and close to your body. Okay, nice and close to your body. Once you start to feel good doing that, you can go the other way. Keep it nice and close to your body. Close as you can. Again, change it. Start off slow, and then as you get better, go as fast as you possibly can. And this all works on your ball control, okay? So there's going to be times in the basketball game where you're going to grab it and have to pass it somewhere else, pass it over there. You need to be able to be ready to do that, and these kind of drills give you a good feel for the basketball. Now, after you've done that, you get good at that, we're going to start going around everything. So that was around our waist, okay? We can also go around our legs or around our knees, and we can also go around our ankles, okay? So we're going to go around our ankles, around our knees, around our waist, and around our head. Okay, start off super slow. Around the ankles, knees, waist, head. Waist, knees, ankles. Okay? As slow as you want at first, but that's what you want to hit all of those parts. Okay? If you have to go around some twice to get comfortable, you can do that. Go around your waist, around your head. And once you get good at that, you again, progression, do it faster. Okay, so again, see that? I caught it on my leg. I'm trying to go too fast. That's okay. We want to fail. Okay, basketball, anything in life, you have to go further than you ever have before in order to improve. You have to keep pushing yourself. Make mistakes. Don't be afraid of mistakes. You want to make as many mistakes as possible, because that means that you're improving. That means that you're pushing your own boundaries, okay? So keep working. Now, that's those. Now, there's also some different things we can do with trying to practice how we actually move with the basketball, okay? So it could just be, I'm practicing my chest passes, okay? And you don't even need a ball for this, right? You can just, when we pass, we want to extend our hands out. You see how my fingers are going out? When I have the ball here and I pass, that means that I'm putting a little bit extra using my wrist to pass it. You can sit here in your living room and practice your chest passes. You can practice your overhead passes. You can even practice your behind the back passes. One way to practice your behind the back passes is use your other hand to stop it. Okay, so you, like that, okay? You stop the other hand like that. So practice, imagine this. One of your teammates is over here. Practice, wrap it around your body and hit your other hand. And then when you get good at that, you do it with your off hand. Okay, but you want to make sure that you've practiced your chest pass, your bounce pass, with or without a ball. You can practice without a ball. Okay? Now, other things you can do at home, don't always need a basketball. You could get in the defensive stance. Okay, this defensive stance is super important, and you have to stay in it for a long time. So your body has to be ready to do that. So imagine me right here, right? I'm down nice and low, like this. Take the stool out of the way. This is it. I'm in defense. I'm ready. I can pretty much touch the ground. Okay, I want to have my chest up and my hands out. This is what we call a defensive stance. Now, once you're in this position, after you stand in it for about 10 seconds, you're going to realise, wow, this is hard. It's hard on your muscles. Okay, it's hard on your backside. It's hard on your quads. It's hard on your hamstrings. Everything starts to shake after a while. But this is our defensive stance. You want to do these as holds. Okay, so you can see from where my chair is, I'm not that far off there. I'm about 2 or 3 inches off, and you want to hold that. Okay, hands ready, be able to stop, block a shot, steal a ball. Okay, if you can practice staying in that stance for, trust me, 10 seconds is going to be difficult, 20 seconds is going to be really hard, 30, 40 seconds to a minute is going to feel like hell when you're in it. Okay, it's going to really burn all your muscles. But the longer you can stay in that stance, the better you're going to be able to be as a defensive player. So if you can spend all of your winter stuck at home practicing being in the defensive stance, by the time you get to actually playing in the spring and the summer, you're going to be an awesome basketball player. Okay, let's do a few more things that we can do at home without actually bouncing the basketball. Now, we did this one already. Okay, now what we're going to do is we're going to move our feet as we do it. Okay, this is all about coordination. So we're going to go through once, and then we're going to see I move that foot back, my right foot, and through again. Okay, we're going to go forward and through. So just like this. Nice and slow at first. Okay, and notice where my head's at right now. I'm looking down at the basketball. Okay, you can do that at first. Look down, make sure you're doing everything right. But after a while, you want to get to the point where you're looking up. You're looking straight ahead. Okay, I have a monitor above the camera right now so I can see what I'm doing. But if you can't see what you're doing, you're going to be able to be a much better basketball player. So right now I can see, and then if I look up, I can see, but normally you wouldn't be able to. If I look over there, I can still see what I'm doing in my peripheral vision. So in order to get really good, we're going to close our eyes. Okay, so now you haven't got anything else to help you. All you're doing is relying on your hands and your legs and your body and your skills. Okay, you get caught, that's okay, keep going, start again. And what I want you to do is, in order to get better, find this little spot in your house, get a piece of pen and paper, and then keep it near wherever you're going to do your little exercises. So now let's say I could do 23, my lucky number. I'd write that down, and the next time I come, or next time I'm working out, I do 24. I scribble that out and put 24. I want to keep a record of everything I'm doing so I can look at, here's where I started like 3 months ago, and now I can do 150 of the same drill, which I could only do 23 before. That means I've improved. Okay, it's good to keep a track of your improvements. So now everything we've done so far with your eyes closed. Okay, so nice and simple underneath. Okay, spin, and then we also went through here. Okay, you can do all sorts of different, you can be creative as you want. Once you're in here, you can do all sorts of different things. Okay, remember we went around our ankles, knees, waist, head. It feels a lot different when you've got your eyes closed and you can't see anything. Okay, but this is going to help you improve. So if this is the first time you're watching this, I hope you have your basketball in your hand and you're practicing. Okay, if it's not, if this is the 50th time you've watched this video and you're following along with me, I like your style. That's the kind of thing that I would do. Okay, so those are just some skills and things that we can do at home. You can do that in your bedroom. You could do that anywhere, okay? You don't need a ton of space. Something else you can do to practice your shooting. Okay, you can do this laying on the couch. You can do this on the bed at home, okay? I'm gonna lay down. Okay, so when we're shooting the basketball, we're going to want to have our fingertips on the basketball and nothing on our palm. Okay, when we have that, we want to be able to shoot straight up, and then we extend our hand like this. That's how we shoot a basketball, and the ball is actually coming off these two fingers, nothing else. Okay, we're not kind of shooting over there, we're not shooting with our whole hand like that. We're shooting with just these two fingers, and the rest is just purely to hold it. So when I'm lining up for a shot, okay, I want the ball underneath my chin so I can see the basket. I'm going to have the ball on my finger pads, not on my palm. I'm going to extend up, and I'm going to follow through. Okay, the whole time I'm looking at the basket. Okay, so I'm looking at the rim over there, hold, extend, follow through. Now do that exact same thing but laying down. Now you can practice shooting off those two fingers every time, going straight up, straight down, getting good backspin, just like this. So every time you want to get it straight up, straight down. We're going to translate that over to actually being on a basketball court in a little while, but just having that practice and that feel, you're going to know exactly how it should feel when it comes off your hand, and you're going to practice snapping that wrist so that when you actually get onto a real court, you're going to be a much better basketball player because you put in the time and the effort, okay? Now, let's imagine that you've got a little bit of space like me. Like here, I have a hard floor, so it's okay for me to bounce it, but maybe you have somewhere in the garage or somewhere outside when it's a little bit warmer, whatever the case may be, but your mum has said you are allowed to bounce the basketball in the house or outside in the garage or whatever the case may be. So, here's where we can do a little bit more. Now, same spot, okay, find a little stool or something to start with, and then you're just going to bounce the ball. Nice and easy. Again, notice that my arm isn't actually moving. Okay, it's almost all 90% my wrist. A little bit of arm, but mostly with my wrist. And again, only on my fingertips. Dribble, 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 dribble. Okay, that is how we bounce the basketball. Now, I want you to start with that, nice and simple. Once you can do that, do it on the left side. In basketball, you have to be able to dribble with both hands. So if you're great with your right but not good with your left, you're not going to be a great basketball player. You need to be able to do both. So here's the drill I want you to start with. I want you to go 5 dribbles, slow, cross over, which is basically means passing from one hand to the next. 5 dribbles, cross over, and then 5 dribbles with your left hand, and then cross it back to your right. Nice and slow. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, cross over. 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 Okay? Again, remember, using our wrist, not our arms. Okay? Our arms come into it later on, but when we're just getting a feel for the basketball, we want to make sure that we're using just our fingers. Okay. Now, we're going to go different heights of dribbles. Okay? So we're going to start low, go too low, too high. Now switch over, low, high, low, high. Start low, go high. Start low, go high. Okay? Now, another dribble you can do. Just plain crossover, side to side. Start off nice and slow. This one, you can do it with just your wrist, but this one, we want to extend our arms a little bit. Okay? Because when we're playing basketball, we may have to do some things where we're faking. Okay? So with this crossover, you want to get nice and wide with it. But still, the ball's only touching my fingers, and then when I'm actually taking time to pass it through, I snap my wrist. Okay? Start off nice and slow, nice and wide. You can do it nice and tight like this. And then once you've got pretty good at it, go fast. Again, once you get good at that, then close your eyes. Now you can't see. Okay, I'm going to go as fast as I possibly can until I make a mistake. Okay, it's a lot easier to make a mistake when you're not looking. But if you can get good and go really, really fast with your eyes closed, then when you're actually on the basketball court, you can look around, you can see where your teammates are at, you can make a pass, okay, you're ready. So, that's the first few drills. Now, remember that same drill we did a little while ago where we were moving our feet back? Now you can do that with bouncing. Okay, so you're going to go bounce, right foot back, bounce, left foot back. Right foot back, left foot back, right foot back, left foot back. Okay, start off nice and slow. Start off nice and slow. Then, get a little bit fast. This is harder to do when you have big feet. But go nice and fast. Then, once you feel, okay, now I'm going to go the other way. Start pushing the first one back. Okay. Once you get good at that, you know what to do. We're going to close our eyes. Made a mistake. Great. I would really want to accentuate the point here that mistakes are good. Mistakes means that you're trying to go fast. I could be here all day, looking down, going nice and slow, making sure that I never make a mistake. Going nice and slow. I could do this for hours, okay? But I'm not getting better. If I do this, and I made a mistake, I'm getting better. because every time I try that, I'm going to do a little bit better, a little bit better, a little bit better, until one time a few months from now, I'm going to be able to do it for ages, just as eyes closed, as fast as I can. That's improvement. That's what we want to do in basketball. Okay, another drill we can do. From this point, I'm just going to start doing some drills. I want you to copy along with me. Okay, I'll talk to you a little bit about why it's important, but I want you to copy along. So grab a basketball, grab a little bit of space and copy along. Now, we're going to go dribble, crossover, but we're going to go fast. Crossover, bounce, cross, bounce, cross, bounce, cross, bounce, cross, bounce, cross. Close your eyes. If you want to go slow, that's okay. If you're a new beginner, bounce, cross, bounce, cross, bounce, cross, bounce, cross, bounce, cross, bounce, cross. Okay, then go fast. Bounce, cross. Keep those eyes closed if you can. If you can't, that's okay. But if you can, keep your eyes closed. Now, an adaptation to that drill. We're going to do what's called an in and out. An in and out looks like this. See that? Instead of going just straight down, I'm now going in and out, side to side. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to go crossover, in and out, crossover, in and out, crossover, in and out, crossover, in, out, treadmill, in, out, crossover, in, out, crossover. Start off nice and slow. Okay, if you need to start looking at the ball to see how it goes, that's okay. Once you get good at that, look up. So you can only just see it in your peripheral vision. Once you can do that, close your eyes. Once you get good at that, go as fast as you can. Until you make a mistake. And as soon as you make a mistake, smile, know that you're improving, and do it again. Make a bigger mistake, but that's okay. Go as fast as you can. I'm using a mat here to make it a little bit quieter so you can still hear my voice, but ideally you'd have a nice hard surface. Wood or concrete is perfect for this. You get better feedback. Okay, another drill you can do. Instead of going in and out, we're going to go forward and back now. Start off looking at the basketball. Forward and back, forward and back. Then look away, look up, look around. Imagine you've got 4 teammates on the court with you. Once you've done that, close your eyes. Once you get good at that, speed it up. Okay, go as fast as you can until you make a mistake, and then try it one more time. Fast as you can. Okay, once you've done that, obviously we're going to go to our left hand. Look at the basketball, feel comfortable going forward and back, forward and back. Once you get good at that, you can look up, look around, and once you get good at that, close your eyes. Feel the basketball with your fingertips. Then go as fast as you can, fast as you can. Until you make a mistake. Go as long as you can until you get too tired or you make a mistake, and then do it one more time fast as you can, and then move on to something else. So now we've got so many different moves. Okay, I want you to add in. You can add in, there's a crossover. Okay, so what we want to do is instead of when we cross, the whole point of a crossover is to get our defender to move one way and then we go another. So if I dribble up to you and then I just go crossover, you're probably not going to get faked out one way or another, right? But if I come down, dribble down, and then I go like that, all of a sudden you think my body's going that way. I cross over and go that way. Okay, so we can add in a shimmy or a shake, or whatever you want to call it. Okay, so you can just be dribbling. Imagine that you're standing up, you go, and then you cross. Okay, here, and you fake and then cross. Okay, once you've done that a few times, you can go in and out. Okay, you're going to start putting everything together. So now you cross over, and then you fake. Now maybe you're in and out, maybe you're front and back, maybe you're going between the legs. All sorts of stuff you can do. Okay, even without bouncing the ball, you can go like this. You can just call it figure 8. Okay, and then you can go backwards with it. You can do this in your bedroom at home, or you can do it in the living room. Okay, no one's going to be bothered by this. So you can practice doing this, called a figure 8. Okay, now I'm going to teach you a few different drill moves you can do. Chair's gone, okay, stool's gone. Now we're going to do a few things. We're not even going to move our legs. We've got no space. Wherever you are, you probably haven't got a lot of space. So we're going to keep our feet pretty much still the whole time, okay? First of all, we want to keep our chest up. Right hand drill. Start off low, bounce high, start slow, improve. Okay, once you've done that, move it over to your left hand side. Then we can go on to our crossover. Start off nice and slow, looking at the ball. As you get better, you can go faster. Remember, close your eyes. You don't need to be able to see to dribble. Okay, you need to be able to see the pass, see the shoot, but you don't need to be able to see the dribble. Okay. Now, one thing I'll teach you is how to get really fast hands. Is something called a spider drill. Okay, so you want to dribble the ball. You're going to go front, back, back, front. Watch. Front, back, back, front, front, back, back, front. Okay, it's called the spider drill. Okay, there's also, we talked about that. Okay, you can also try and do it without dropping the ball. This again will help you get fast hands. So you bring it up and back, and then you go. Once you get good, you can close your eyes. Okay, there's some drills that you can do at home with a little bit, literally a little bit of space. Now let's head outside and work on some more drills. Okay, here we are outside. So I want to talk to you a little bit about things you can do outside. Obviously you want to make sure that you have gloves on, especially if it's below freezing, which right now it's minus something silly. But for the sake of helping you guys learn some new basketball skills, I'm going to do it. I'm going to take my coat off, just because this coat's a little bit tight and I want to be able to move. But what I want to teach you first is how to shoot the basketball. So, remember earlier I said how we keep the basketball off. We keep the basketball off our palms and we keep it just on our fingertips like this, okay? You might be able to see it a little bit better now. You can actually see all the way through, even through my fingers, okay? Because all I'm doing is holding the basketball on my fingertips, no palm, okay? So I'm gonna, when I teach kids, I always teach them beef. Okay, beef stands for balance with your legs, balance, elbow in. We don't want to have our elbow out, we want to have it in. Okay, so balance, elbow in, extension, and then follow through. So beef, balance, elbow in, extension, follow through. So as you can see, with my offhand, all my offhand is doing is holding the basketball, okay? I'm not shooting with two hands, I'm only shooting with one. So when I'm all the way up there, this hand is just the guide hand, okay? Once I actually shoot, it stays where it's at, and I shoot with my right hand. Watch that one more time. Okay, I'm only shooting with one hand, the other hand's a guide hand. Okay, so hopefully that gives you an idea of how to shoot the basketball. My hands are freezing, so I'm going to put my gloves on. But actually wearing your gloves outside when you dribble the basketball makes it really, really hard because you don't have that feel that we talked about earlier. So there you go. Now you've got drills that you can do at home with next to no space. You can do it at home if you're allowed to bounce the ball or if you have a little bit more space, and some stuff you can do if you can make it outside and actually have a hoop. If you're lucky enough to have that opportunity, make the most of it, get out there, work on your form shooting, just like we talked about. Now, the last thing I want to say to you is, why is it important that you do all these things? Well, if you want to be good at basketball or anything in life, you have to practice. practice alone does not make perfect, but perfect practice does. So what that means is you can practice the same thing over and over again and get really good at doing it, but if what you're practicing isn't good, you're going to get really good at doing something you shouldn't. Okay, so when I talk about perfect practice, that is what you're going to need to do every single day, every single week, every single month, every single year to become the best basketball player you can be. Okay, so make sure that your practice habits are good, that you work hard. Honestly, the most important thing any coach is ever going to want is a player that works hard. If you can have a good attitude, that you want to get better, that you want to listen, and then on top of that you work hard, you're going to be a great basketball player. I sat down recently with the Cumberland Crushers and Mike Ortiz, and we talked to his girls about how important it is to believe in yourself, to work hard, and to never give up. If you can do just those simple 3 things, you're going to be not only a great basketball player, but whatever you decide to be in life, you're going to be great at that too. Because I've been all around the world, and all of the best players I've ever seen, they were always the hardest workers in the room. There was never anybody outworking them. So it doesn't matter how big you are. I've met players way bigger than me that aren't very good at basketball because they don't work hard. I've met small players that are considered too small for certain leagues, have become an amazing player, some of the best players in the league, best players in the country, because they outworked everybody else. You have a basketball, okay? You're in a country that you can get good coaching, you can reach people here in Cumberland that will teach you how to play basketball. People all over the world that's going to help you. You can watch YouTube videos. There's no limit to what you can do to get better, only your creativity and your willingness to work. So if you watch this whole video, then that tells me that you're ready to listen, you're ready to learn, and you're ready to get to work. So I'm impressed by that, and pass this video on to somebody else, another basketball player you know who can use some of the skills. I've got some other videos on YouTube. I'll link one of them in now. I'll put one of the videos in now so you can see kind of like one of my highlight tapes or something so you can see me play. But remember, the most important thing is that you make the decision to practice every single day. If you want to be good, if you want to be great at anything, work hard, practice with a purpose, and do your best, okay? Dream, believe, work hard, achieve. And please be kind. See you soon.